Hi everybody, Nancy here. Today's tip is that drag and drop resize now has no limits. All right, let's put it this way. I haven't found something that it can't do now, or you can't use it on now. Before, when it was first introduced to us, it was created for the symbols. If you had a symbol that you wanted to have a certain size, you could click on it and it would fit inside the cell perfectly. Love it. All right, then it changed so that if we pulled in an image, the same thing could happen. See, the image comes in that big, but if I select it and drag it over to my table, it fits inside the cell. And those were the two things that we started out with. But what I just discovered yesterday was that anything can be done. Let's do a table. If I draw a big table and then I get the little the little green plus sign, drag it over, drop it into a cell, and it fits inside the cell. Now you can resize it once it gets there. It's proportioned to the smallest size. So if, for example, I drug this over to this image right here, it's only going to go from top to bottom. It's not going to go edge to edge. It goes to the narrowest part, or resizes to the narrowest part, all right? But what started me even looking into it was whenever you create a calendar, I'm sure you guys know this by now, maybe, I don't know. If you click here on this eye and you do add month overview, click on that, and I've got 3 squares there. So if I click on October, I know that it's going to give me October, November, December. If I do, all I have to do is do create, and see how small it comes in? Well, that setting is based on a setting under my planner. It's here. If I go to planner, well, I turn on calendar page and planner options, it's here. It's on this first row. And it picks up the point size that you've got set there. I did a different video on that. So, all right, so see how tiny that is? Well, ew, you know. I guess if I wanted it that little, but rather than having to go and reset the sizes, because you have to guess, you know, how big does it need to be to fit inside that cell? You don't have to do that anymore. All you have to do is select it and drag and drop it. Ha! Now, yes, sure, you could do this to it. You know, you could drag it like this, but it's not going to be perfectly positioned center-wise, and it won't be consistent. So if I undo, and I take, let me move it back. Okay, so now all I want to do is drag it and drop it onto my cell. Drag it, drop it onto my cell. Love it. And then what I realized, because all of these things are individual things, you know, like the December separate, the 5, all the numbers are individual numbers. It's like, well, wait a minute. Well, if that's the case, then I should be able to do any text and drop it into that. If I select, I'll make it bigger, and I'm going to select these 3 characters here, and I drag and drop them into my table. It will resize to fit those 3 things perfectly centered inside the table. So you can, if I take my little girl here and just do 31 in the little egg, drag and drop it into the cell. Okay, if I do them individually, okay, So there you have it. And drawing as well, a pen. You know, if I have a drawing that I've done and I select it, I can drag and drop it into my cell and it'll size. So what that means in practical usage is if you've got this square here and you don't want to have to zoom in like that, you know, to write something into that square, all you have to do is write as big as you want to and just drag and drop it. January. So, okay, then select it, get the center square, drag and drop it into one of those cells. So you can write as big as you need to and make it fit, or as much. You know, you could write a bunch of stuff and drag it in there. Now, another thing you could do, I have this, like for a calendar, if you wanted to use these fancy little, a dot of paint, and you want to put a dot of paint on every cell of the month or week or whatever, and then you can take your calendar numbers. Let me just grab one of these little guys here, select it and get the green dot, the green plus, drag and drop it, and it fits inside my paint. Well, I guess that's enough for examples. All right, y'all have a great day here. Bye.